Hi everyone, I'm doing a bit of demolition today. You can see behind me here is the wall that's coming down, and I'm going to try a new product, so I thought I'd give you a little unboxing review and see how we get on. So here we have one bottle of wall begone spray, and you can see what you get in the box is one bottle of wall begone spray. This has in the instructions that it takes the backache out of demolition, so let's give it a try. Give it one little squirt, a little rub, and then you wait. Nothing yet. Maybe it's not working. Wow! Wow, did you see that? That was so fast. It's completely disappeared. What an amazing product. I'm definitely going to be buying wall begone spray again. That is fantastic. Hey, just wanted to say that I'm not getting any kind of money from the guys at Wall Begone. It's not a sponsorship thing, it's just a genuine review of a product that I think is fantastic. Keep up the good work, guys.
Episode 11! Episode 11! Demolition!
That's about it for the demolition episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to hit like and subscribe. And if you'd like to make a donation, then the Patreon link is in the description box below. I'll catch you next time. If I'm completely honest, there are a couple of other things I could say about the demolition. There was all this matter left over. I'm not saying wall begone didn't work. I believe in the power of wall begone. But there were these huge piles of clay and rubble and broken concrete. I had to do something, so I thought I'd better get a skip. If you want to put a skip outside your gaff, you've got to get a license. And you've got to pay for that license. And then, when they put it there, you've got to put little flashing lights on your skip. And then, after nightfall, all of your neighbours come out and fill your skip up with broken wardrobes, which isn't very appealing, so I thought I'd better put it in the yard. I knew the gate was going to be a tight fit, but I thought it was worth a shot, so I asked them to send their most slender skip truck. But when it got here, it was still a couple of centimetres too wide. So I took the gate off the hinges, dropped the skip outside onto these big steel rollers, and then we pushed it in by hand. Once the skip was filled with countless tons of matter, there was no way it was going to be moved by hand again, so I was kind of committed. I had to make the gate wider. So I got one of these. It's a petrol-powered concrete cutting saw, and it's a big hit with my neighbours. Here's how it went. This is a skip full of clay that we pushed into the yard by hand because this gate wasn't wide enough when the truck came. So to get it back out again, I've got to cut a slice off this wall and remount the gate. So I'm about to make this cut. And there it is. And here it is with the old gate rehung temporarily by suspending it on this sheet of ply here. And there's my extra bit of room. When the skip truck returned for the full skip, it fitted in with just a couple of centimetres to spare each side. And there it isn't. Once I knew the drill, I could do it over and over again. I've used 4 skips so far, which is a total of 32 cubic yards of material, which is kind of amazing for a tiny little extension. Before I could knock the side of the house down, I also had to do something about the big hole that would be left behind. So I needed to put up a temporary partition. But if I just sort of battened myself in, things would get quite depressing inside the house. So I needed a window to let some daylight in and a secure door. So there's quite a bit to it. Here's the frame for the temporary partition wall. And here is the finished partition. This wall is disposable. It's going to be thrown away again. So I've made it out of rubbish, tattered from the street. The big double glazing unit was left out by the warehouses. And this smaller one that I've made the door out of came off another pile of rubbish. These uprights here are some old pine bed that got thrown behind the bins down by the bookmakers. Inside the actual cavity, it's filled with Celotex insulation that I've tatted from skips. And then these pieces of laminated chipboard come off somebody's old wardrobe that was fly tipped down by the park. And now that it's up, it's keeping the house a lot warmer than this crap old extension ever did. Perhaps I should just stop there. Nah, it's time to smash things. No matter how much you think about it, it's actually quite a big day when you finally take a sledgehammer to the walls of the house. You find that you're quite attached to them, even though they're not really any good. But, you know, from attachment comes suffering, so this too shall pass. We wrote it on the wall before knocking it over. Most of the building was Victorian, made out of lime mortar, so it was all quite genteel. We worked by hand, dusting the bricks off and stacking them up ready to be reused in the footings of the new structure. But in places, it had been patched with modern concrete, and there we worked 4 times as hard to smash those pieces into rubble. When you've got to take something apart, you come to really hate concrete. It's a lot more effort, and you can't recycle anything. When it came to the party wall, party! Everything was made of concrete, and working by hand wasn't an option anymore. So I had to scout around and find one of these. Now, this is not so genteel. It's really noisy, and because there's a lockdown on, my neighbours have been locked in their rooms all around me while I'm using it. Everyone's done a bit of DIY during the lockdown, but I'm starting to think I might be taking the piss a bit. Am I a bad person? What is lockdown morality anyway? How do you write jokes about it? I'm at an impasse. I've hit a bit of a brick wall, pun intended. This is not a comfortable feeling. If only there was some kind of grandiose narrative I could use to bypass it. I know. What if I'm helping with the COVID effort? What if I'm creating a small Blitz-themed area in the backyard where I make a horrible noise and reduce walls to rubble while my neighbours sit in their rooms wondering if they're going to die? That would help evoke Blitz spirit, right? And the government loves evoking Blitz spirit, bringing us all together. I mean, they've just killed more people by negligence than died in the Blitz. If they're doing their bit, shouldn't I be doing my bit? I don't know if it works. I don't know how to write jokes about this. I just wish I could press fast forward and it would all be over. I guess I could use the time machine. I've nearly got it working. Anyone from the 80s can work the old flux capacitor, but not a lot of people know you can get it working off a good hot cup of tea, such as this one here. Let me give it a try. Welcome to several months later. I've got one more demolition-related story I could tell you. When I was knocking down the old extension, it became apparent that there wasn't that much holding up the second story of the building, so I had to prop it carefully and come back now and sort it out. Let me show you that. Today I need to get some better support underneath this wooden lintel here. It's looking a bit sketchy. You can see this is the beam spanning the opening in the side of the building that I've got filled with this temporary shuttering at the moment, and that over at this end there isn't a great deal holding it up. Up above it supports the second story of the building, so I've got to be quite careful about how I go about this. Down here I've got a stack of bricks resting on solid ground that I've preloaded with a car jack to support the studding inside of this temporary partition so that it can support the joist up there. And here is a secondary support, and that's transferring load onto the new floor joists, and that's also been preloaded with the jack. So I think I'm ready to go. There's the prop, there's the wooden lintel, There's the last brick. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm definitely not nervous. Because look, there's nothing to be nervous about. There's the slot for the lintel. Just like that. And there it is, all tucked in. You can see there's some support here now. Get this filled in. It should be alright. I've been worried about that one. Took all of 3 hours once I got on with it. But it's daunting until the day you do it. So, on to the next thing. Oh no. That's not right.